It's just natural, gifted talent. Of course a record label is interested in Tom the Mailman. Any piece of this guy's career that you could somehow be involved in is a great investment. You can't just pluck someone out of the blue off Instagram and make them as good as Tom the Mailman, because there's so much work, so much heart, so much just drive that bleeds out of this fool. And if you talk to him, he'll tell you, I'm gonna be the biggest artist in the world. Whether you accept it or not, I'm gonna go for it. Tom the Mailman is put on this earth to create for us. Tom the Mailman is here to do shit like that. And once you see him start collaborating in big ass rooms with big ass people, I think the energy is going to feed off. They're going to feed energy off of him. He's going to feed energy off of them. And that, my friends, is where you get into an exponential growth factor where you can't really predict how big Tom the Mailman can be, because there's so many people who will find a song that they enjoy from Tom the Mailman, whether you're a pop listener or a hip hop and R&B listener or just a rock listener. Like, Tom the Mailman can really do it all. He really is the up and coming chameleon in this industry, and I don't think that that's something that we can understate here on this channel. Hi, my name is Garrett. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Today we are talking about Tom the Mailman, and Tom the Mailman is a singer, rapper, just an overall artist out of Atlanta, Georgia, and he is making his return back to this channel today with this new album by the name of Sometimes Sorry Isn't Enough. We're going to be checking out the full album here shortly, but for those who don't know, Tom the Mailman is somebody who I found back in like 2019, 2018, whenever Lil Tommy hit the YouTube algorithm, YouTube just shoved it down my face. I remember it was like 3 a.m. I saw the video and immediately I was like, nope, we're hitting record and we're gonna make a whole reaction to this thing, because this is some special stuff. Whether it's the visuals, just how good of an artist Tom the Mailman really is, but really when you get to know him, or at least get to like following him on social media and stuff, the personality is really what sells it for you. You just want to see this guy win. You just want to see this guy succeed. There's so much talent, but again, just the likability of Tom the Mailman can never be matched and cannot be like replicated easily. Like, there's something so pure and organic about Tom the Mailman, even after we are seeing him get a lot of bigger names taking notice. Even on the production on this side, Internet Money produced a song on this very project. I think Kenny Mason tweeted this album out. So there's a lot of people that are taking notice, and I think if you are sleeping on Tom the Mailman at this point, you have no excuse. Nevertheless, though, if this is the first project that you are checking out from him, welcome. Thank you for, listening to it with us. But also, I think you're coming in at a really good point, because I think this album is going to get a lot of traction, take a lot of notice. Spotify fucking tweeted it out. There's some real marketing and like production, I think, going into Tom the Mailman's career. I think he signed a publishing deal not too long ago, so I don't think he signed any type of major label, but regardless, the business of Tom the Mailman's music is becoming very viable, and I think a lot of people are going to start taking notice, wanting to invest and wanting to just get a piece of that pie. But again, Tom the Mailman feels like the hometown hero. Like, Tom the Mailman's music feels like you just want him to succeed. I've said that before in this intro, but I will say it again. He's just someone you want to see win. And I think on this project, I'm very excited. I think I've only heard like 3 or 4 singles off of it, so there is a lot of tracks on this thing that I have not personally heard. It's about 12 tracks in runtime, about 30 minutes if I'm not mistaken. But man, I cannot underestimate how good of an artist Tom the Mailman is, and I really am just a fan of this guy's work. And I think that the artistry of what he does, whether it's like the short films that he was putting out as like a tease leading up to this album release, or it's just the music videos that he has put together, masterminded. This guy knows what he's doing, and the way that he interacts with his fans and just kind of takes care of the people who support him is very like welcoming as like a fan base. It's very easy to just get on the fucking team that Tom the Mailman is on and just say, yes, this is my team. This is where I belong. And he does a really good job of making people feel like they're a part of the story as well. I remember one time this guy on Instagram Live, he did like a whole questionnaire thing, and all his fans were racing to see who could get all 10 questions correct based on like OG stuff that original fans would know. And when I saw someone do that and like interact with their fan base, not at a big level, on such a personal level, it really kind of like painted a picture that this guy's for real. The artistry of this guy is definitely going to keep growing, but there's such a solid fucking like foundation here that no matter what happens in the future, Tom the Mailman has people who will love him for the rest of his life, love the art that he creates. But I think the audience and just how much his music can grow in the next year or so, this album is only the start. And I think, you know, like I said, with Spotify fucking tweeting out this album, like, there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of big eyes are going to be taking notice, and it's about time that you guys don't sleep on Tom the Mailman. I'm a huge fan here on this channel, but without further ado, I think we should just jump into the first track, which is an intro track. It only sits at about 20 seconds, so very quickly we're going to run into track number 2, but track number 1, this is the intro. This is Tom the Mailman. The album, Sometimes Sorry Isn't Enough. Let's go.
All right, y'all ready?
So what are we supposed to say?
1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the album.
You ready? All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Shut up. One. Shut up. One. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to the album.
No cap, nigga.
That's what I mean, though. Like, it's so welcoming. Like I just put a big smile on my face because it's so pure, it's so raw, it's so organic feeling. And man, like, I'm telling you guys, like, this guy has the potential to be your favorite rapper, your favorite pop star, just the best artist just existing coming up in the game. It's just so pure, and I'm very, very excited. I don't know why that got me so hyped, but it did the job. So moving on, though, that was track number 1, intro. This is track number 2. This is Stop Playing Victim. Let's go.
We're about to play the song.
You love in my attention. You love to think you make me hurt. You love in my attention. You always say to put you first. And if I did that, I would be so fucked up, way down in a bad place. And if I did that, I would be so fucked up, way down in a bad place. I know that I'm not the only one. You play with God, you're a dick for fun. This shit here gets your rocks off, but I'ma be the one to kill your fun. Said if I did that, I would be so fucked up, way down in a bad place. Said if I did that, I would be so fucked up, way down in a bad place. I had sex in the backseat of your brand new car. I just text your best friend, said I went too far. I guess I'm just a bad guy, you fuck with me.
I'm sorry, but the way that fucking bass guitar just kind of slows everything down, and it's just laying down this little, like, riff, but he just switches up his cadence and still maintains this very, like, I love the way that he just hit the ground running at the start of this track, and I love the way that the guitar kind of builds everything up and then kind of slows it all down. But Tom the Mailman, his ability to command the stage has always been there, like the confidence, but like it's not cocky. It's like, I know I'm good and I'm here to like do this together. Like, you really feel inclusive in his music. It's something very, very good, and this track is very good as well. So let's keep on going.
Yeah, I'm tearing you apart. It's not a game, it's serious. You told the girls you're furious, and that you're so damn hurt you might burst into bits. And I said, bitch, quit it. Hey, you so much. You're not the one who's hurt here. Hey, you so much. You run and hide behind your walls. Hey, you so much. You're just a goddamn liar. Hey, you so much.
That song was really fucking good. Jesus Christ. I just think back to where I first found him. It was a song called Lil Tommy. And Lil Tommy is not the most like lyrically robust song. It's a really fun song, and the video really paints a cool picture and just got my fucking attention, to be honest. But when you take Lil Tommy and you draw a line to Stop Playing Victim, track number 2 that we just listened to, when you draw that line, you can't help but just acknowledge like the rock star that Tom the Mailman has become, and just how much the music has evolved over the last couple projects. And we really are getting to a point where it's only a matter of time. Like the hourglass is flipped over, my friends. Like, we are just watching the sand just trickle down until Tom the Mailman really is just a mainstream fucking name. And with a song like that, and the ability to write a song that doesn't feel like a rapper trying to make a rock song, like, he really just felt like a rock star commanding the stage, and it's just the confidence level. But again, you just want to see him succeed, and Seems like he's really cooking up something special on this project. We're only 2 tracks into this thing.